At CBF, we know that for you to change your body, you need to change your mind. Exercise and eating healthy is only part of the plan. We care about our members as we care about our family, because our members become our family. It is not about competition, but support. It is not about being the strongest or the fastest, but about you defeating your negative self. It is about working together and making the task challenging and have fun. By the end, what matters is not how hard the session was, but that you take control of your mind so you can take control of your body. My name is Sandro Torres, and I'm happy you are part of our family. Welcome to Custom Body Fitness. Welcome. Today we are going to talk about the perfect exercise program for weight loss, exclusive for you. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you options so you choose what fits your lifestyle. So let's begin by telling you a couple things that I talk about other videos. But let's just a quick reminder. There is absolutely nothing out there. There is no product, there is no program that is gonna help you lose weight and permanently keep it off forever unless you acquire a new lifestyle. Once you have changed your life, your body's gonna follow. The people who have very nice bodies, who actually work out for them, are those that work out for them, right? People who are younger, who have a nice body in the beginning, if they don't take care of it, if the years pass, if they acquire bad habits, that body's gonna be gone. Think about all these people. They say, I remember when I used to be 20. I remember when I used to be 18. I remember when I used to be 25. I remember when I used to be whatever. I used to do this. I used to do that. These clothes used to fit me. I used to eat this and never gain weight. Blah 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 blah. But because they acquire bad habits, a lifestyle that doesn't help lose weight, they start gaining weight. So I want you to keep that in mind. If you want to lose weight and you want to keep it off forever, you need to change your lifestyle. There is a lot more than 3 things that you need to change. I have a video that I'm going to put out here when I upload this in YouTube that talks about the things that you need to change in your life to be able to lose weight. But I'm going to tell you the 3 biggest things so you keep that in mind. First, it's going to be the way you think. Second, it's going to be your eating habits. And third, it's going to be you exercising. And that's what we're going to be talking right now. We're going to be talking about exercising. I want you to keep in mind that you're going to have problems. Every day you're going to have problems. I hear a very wise guy that he said, you're going to have problems forever. The only break of problems that you're going to have is when you have a crisis. So in other words, either you have problems, and all of a sudden you have a crisis. And then you have a break of problems because you have a crisis. And then you go back to normal, you're going to continue having problems. So no matter what happens in your life, unless you have a crisis, you have an emergency, you have to acquire those lifestyle changes and keep it for life. This is not for 1 month. This is not for 2 months. This is not for 1 year. This is forever. So that's what I want you to remember about other videos that I talk about. So this what I'm going to tell you in a moment, it makes sense to you. We're going to be talking about exercising. There is 3 things about exercising for you to stay fit, for you to avoid injury, for you to avoid pains, and for you to lose weight that you should do. 1, it's weightlifting. 2, it's going to be cardio. And 3, it's going to be stretching. before you create a plan. And also you can change your mind as you go along, of course. But I recommend you make up your mind in the beginning and be realistic and be honest with you. Depending on the body that how you want to mold your body, how you want to change it, is the exercises that you're gonna be doing. If you want to be super toned, if you want to be 20% body fat, of course, that requires a lot more effort than being 30% body fat and not as toned as a person with a 20% body fat. And it has and let's just put as an example that it has even more muscle than the one than the 30%. So be realistic with your goals. If you have an apartment and your apartment only has a small yard and it's a two-bedroom and it has one restroom, of course it's going to take a lot less effort to clean and take care of it than having a complete house of 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a big yard. The time of mowing the grass, the time of taking care of the yard, the time of cleaning and everything, it requires a lot more time and effort than having your two-bedroom apartment. So if for you to make sense to buy a huge house because you have the money to maintenance that, and it's gonna take more electricity, it's gonna take more gas, it's gonna take more money to maintain a bigger house. So if you want to have the house and you want to maintain it, you're welcome to have the house, right? But if you can't maintain the house, you're gonna lose it. Or if you don't lose it, it's gonna become young in the future because you're not taking care of it. It's better to have an apartment that you're gonna have to take care of it, and you put a lot less energy than having a huge house. You probably can maintain a house, but you cannot maintain an apartment. The same happens with your body. If you want a very nice body, very toned body, of course you're gonna have to put a lot more effort than the person that just want to be fit. So keep that in mind. It's depending on how much you want, is the effort that you have to put in there. Just like the example of the apartment and the house that I just gave. We're gonna be talking about those 3 things. What you need to do and exercise wise. Remember, I have other videos that you should listen to make other conclusions about eating the way you think and things like that. We're gonna be talking about the 3 things. Let's talk about cardio. Cardio is gonna help you lose weight. It's not gonna help you tone your body, but it will help you lose weight, which you wanna do. If you want to have a very nice heart, a very healthy heart, you wanna go for a walk, you wanna go for a run, you wanna go for hikes, you wanna go biking. I recommend you do that as a lifestyle. Don't do it because you wanna lose weight. If you have dogs, take them for a walk for half an hour, take them for an hour. Take them for a hike. Plan your week. If you have more time on Thursday, Tuesdays, you have more time on Mondays, on Wednesday. If you have more time on Saturday or Sunday, plan a hike with your family every weekend, for example. Or you plan a hike twice a week. 30 minutes hike, 40 minutes hike, an hour hike. But make it a lifestyle. Don't just do it because you want to lose weight. Plus, it helps you to clear up your mind if you go out there. So don't just think about exercising because you want to lose weight. Go do that cardio. And don't think that as a cardio. Think about fun, about having fun. When I go hiking, I don't go hiking because of the exercise, honestly. I go hiking because I want to clear up my mind. The same thing when I go walking. I want to clear up my mind. However, it does help me with my exercise, which is my cardio. I don't focus on getting to the top because I want to do that as an exercise. I focus to get on the top because that's my goal to clear up my mind and come back and have my mind clear. Another thing you can do is running. A lot of people like running. If you like running, you can do that. Plan to run 1 time a week, 2 times, 3 times a week, but keep it as a lifestyle. Same thing with biking. Whatever you like to do, enjoy it and keep it as a lifestyle. Now let's talk about stretching. Stretching, it does help you with relieve a lot of pain. So when you exercise, you start making your muscles very tight. No matter what you do, running, biking, hiking, weightlifting, your muscles become very, very tight. For example, a lot of people suffer of knee pain and they think it's an injury, but it's actually not an injury. It's because they have their quadriceps super tight because of the movement, either with a bike, with a hiking or whatever, or with the weightlifting. Those muscles become very tight. It makes your patella very tight, and that rubs with your bones, and it hurts. And not only that, but also the muscles themselves hurt because they're very tight. The same happens with your lower back. The same happens with your shoulders. When they get very tight, the muscles ache, the muscles hurt. And if you get a massage, which I recommend you get depending on your budget, depending on how much you exercise, depending how much you like massages. I recommend you either get once a month or at least 3 a year. It does help to make your muscles looser, but it's not gonna replace stretching. Stretching makes your muscles looser. It makes your muscles relax, and therefore it helps you with a lot. It takes a lot of pain off. And I don't like to stretch honestly, but I do stretch. Sometimes in my whole life that I've been exercising, sometimes I take like 6 months break without stretching, and I tell you, I feel the difference. When I don't stretch and I exercise, everything hurts. Absolutely everything. My knees, my lower back, my shoulders, everything. And as soon as I start stretching, the pain goes away. And I remind myself, why don't you stretch? Why don't you listen to your own advice? Why don't you stretch? Why don't you stop stretching? So, as a personal testimonial, I can tell you the stretching does help. So, I recommend that you stretch for at least 20 minutes 2 times a week. That's enough, and that will help you to relieve pain. Find your favorite stretching program out there. I have a couple stretches. I have a stretching video. I might be able to put it here so you can look at it. I'm gonna try to find it. I don't know. It has been a long time since I recorded that video, but I'm trying to find it and put it up here for you. There is a lot. That's not the only way you can stretch my stretching. There is many, many, many programs that you can use. Now we're gonna talk about the real deal. We're gonna talk about weightlifting. There is a lot of misconceptions about weightlifting. We only going to talk about the programs that you can do and about the resting time of the program. Because some people say that you should be resting one day, you should be in exercising another day. Other people say that you need 3 days in a row of resting. There is a lot of myth out there. So I'm gonna clear that up. Your rest depends on the program that you are performing. I'm very familiar with 3 types of program. That doesn't mean that those are the only 3 ones. There is a lot more programs out there, but they're very similar. But if you have the basics, you can understand how to rest. So let's begin with the first one that I learned, which is a bodybuilding program. A bodybuilding program, usually you work 2 muscles a day. And I divide it this way. I begin, let's say Monday. Let's begin with Monday. Monday, I work on my legs. So I do 5 sets of squats, a warm up, and 4 heavy lifting. So the warm up, I do 15 repetitions. Then I do 10 repetitions. Then I do 4 sets of 10 repetitions with very heavy lifting. I do Romanian deadlift. Since I'm already warm, I do 15 repetitions, 5 sets with very heavy lifting. Then I do front lunges or jumping lunges, 5 sets 20 repetitions with a heavy, and we're talking about 315 pounds, 240 pounds. We're talking about 220 for the front lunges. Uh, and then I do hamstring curls. I do 5 sets, 12 repetitions. And then I do the leg press. I do actually 10 repetitions with 1,000 pounds. And then I do deadlift, not Romanian deadlift, deadlift with 315 pounds. And I do 5 sets, 10 repetitions. If you notice, only in one day, I'm doing 6 exercises for legs. It's a lot. Since it's a lot, I end up very sore. So because there is 6 exercises, and each exercise are 5 sets, and every set we're talking about 10 repetitions to 20 repetitions, your leg are completely shocked. You cannot work out your legs again. You need a whole week off to do your legs because you are targeting only your legs. Then the next day you work out again. But now you work out 2 muscles. You work out your chest and your biceps. But you're doing 4 exercises of chest. So each exercise you're doing 5 sets and you're doing 10 to 12 repetitions. Only for your chest. So let's go back again. 4 exercises, 5 sets of every single exercise, and 10 to 12 repetitions of every single exercise. The same with your biceps. You're doing 5, you're doing 4 to 5 exercises, 5 sets, and 10 to 12 repetitions on every single exercise, every single set. On the next day, you're doing your back and your triceps. Same thing to your chest and your biceps. You're going to do 4 exercises, so 5 exercises. You're doing 5 sets, you're doing 10 to 12 repetitions. Then on Wednesday, you're working your shoulders and your traps. Same thing. If you notice, you're overloading your muscles in one day. You're overloading them. Therefore, that's the reason why they require a whole week of break. You're not going to exercise those muscles again until the next week. That's why some people exercise. That's why they take a whole week on those muscles, but that doesn't mean they don't exercise again. They exercise other muscles. So that's one type of program. The other type of program is working your upper body and your lower body. You can work your upper body one day and then your lower body the other day. But this is the difference. Now, because you're working your whole upper body in one day and you want only to exercise 1 hour, of course, you don't want to exercise a lot, right? You want your body to recover, not only to recover, but also you have a lifestyle, you have to work, you have family, you have a lot of things to do. You don't want to be in the gym 5, 6 hours. You want to get it done within 1 hour. So then you're going to work out all your big muscle groups in one day, the upper body. You do only one exercise on your chest. You do 5 sets. You do 10 repetitions. You do only one exercise on your back. You do 5 sets. You do 10 repetitions. You do only one exercise for your shoulders. You do 5 sets. You do 10 repetitions. You do one exercise for your biceps. You do 5 sets. You do 10 repetitions. You do one exercise for your triceps. You do 5 sets, you do 10 repetitions. You do one exercise for your trapezius, you do 5 sets, 10 repetitions. You do one exercise for your abs, you do 5 sets. You do, depending on the abs, exercises the abs that you're doing, it can vary from 10 all the way to 120 repetitions depending on the exercise that you're doing. Then let's say that's Monday. On Tuesday, you're going to work out your lower body. So you do squats, which is your quadriceps, your glutes. You do that's one exercise. You do 5 sets. You do 10 repetitions. You do Romanian deadlift. You do 5 sets and you do 10 repetitions or 15 repetitions. You do it for your hamstrings. Then you do hamstring curls and maybe front lunges on jumping lunges. Instead of doing 6 exercises, you only doing 4 exercises. Okay, then Wednesday, you go back to your upper body. You can do the same exercises you did on Monday, or you can switch the exercises but target the same muscles: the chest, the back, the shoulders, the bicep, the triceps, and the trapezius. For example, on Monday you can do chest press, dumbbell chest press. You can do unilateral bend over row. You can do military press, back, shoulders. You can do cross with dumbbells. You can do overhead tricep extension for your tricep. And you can do shrugs with the bar for your traps, and you can do the wheel for the rollout for your abs. On Wednesday, instead of doing flat chest press, you can do it on the stability ball, or you can do incline. Instead of doing unilateral bend over row, you can do bend over row with a bar. You can do the T row. For the shoulders, you can do lateral raises. For your biceps, you can use the bar. For the triceps, you can do the skull crusher. Then on Thursday, you go back to your legs again. You can do, instead of doing squats, you can do split squats, then Romanian deadlift with the bar, or you can do only deadlift. And then you do the leg press, and then you do hamstring curls. That's 4 exercises. You do you do 10, you do 5 sets, you do 10 repetitions for each one. And then on Friday you go back to your upper body. If you notice, you're giving your upper body a break. You're doing a lower body, your lower body a day. You're doing every other day, but you're not targeting. You're not concentrating so much on your muscles like in the first program. Instead of doing 4 or 5 exercises for each muscle, you only doing one. That's why you can work it out more often than the first program that I just told you. Let's just name it right now. The first one, let's call it the bodybuilding one, and bodybuilding type 1. The second one, bodybuilding type 2. And now let's do bodybuilding type 3. The bodybuilding type 3, it helps you burn fat and it helps you tone your body. It's the one that I use in my group training. And then this one, you can rest less because you're working your whole upper body in one day. Remember, for number 1, you're doing 5 sets. For number 2, you're doing 5 sets. For number 3, instead of doing 5 sets, you're only doing 3 sets or doing 4 sets. You're working your whole body. Therefore, it can rest less than the other 2. So if we find an exercise for your chest, instead of you doing 3 sets instead of 5. You work out your back, you're doing whatever exercise you're using, you're doing 3 sets, you're doing 10 to 15 repetitions. Same with the bicep, triceps, shoulders, quadriceps, hamstring, and glutes, and also we include your abs. So instead of doing 5 sets, you're doing 3 sets for every single muscle. Therefore, you can rest more. Now, I believe our group training program, you can handle it more than the other 2 because you're not for. So let me reward that. You can, if you have a lifestyle, if you have a family, you go to work, you have a life, a normal life, etc., and you want to end up sore, you want to see results, you want to have enough time to rest, and you want to recover, and so on. I think that's the best one. I think number 1 and number 2 is too much within the muscles that is super sore and it requires a lot of energy, and you have to exercise 4 to 5 days without missing. With the third one, you can exercise only 3 days. You can exercise 4 days. If you can handle it, you can exercise 5 days. You're not gonna be super sore. You're gonna be sore enough. But since you're working your whole body in one day, doesn't matter if you miss one day. And the other 2, if you miss one day, you miss up your upper body or you mess up 2 muscles, and now you create an imbalance. So let me summarize that so it makes sense to you. The first program, you work Monday through Friday You're going to work 2 muscles a day. Except the first day that you're working your legs, you're working the 4 muscles of your legs, but you're doing 6 exercises, and you're doing 5 sets, and you're doing 10 repetitions. Then you're working 2 muscles, your upper body, and Friday you're working your abs, but you're doing 5 sets, and you're doing 10 to 12 repetitions, and you're doing 5 exercises, 4 to 5 exercises for each muscle. And in the second program, you're working your upper body, you're doing 5 sets, you're doing 10 to 12 repetitions, you're doing only 1 exercise for each muscle. And then on the next day, you're working your lower body. You're doing 2 exercises for each muscle. You're doing 5 sets, you're doing 10 to 12 repetitions. And then you repeat Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And the last one, which is the one that I recommend the most for people who wants to acquire as a lifestyle, you only doing 1 exercise for each muscle, and you only doing 3 sets, 10 to 15 repetitions. And you can do it every other day. You can do it 2 days in a row and then rest and do it another day, or do 2 days in a row, rest, do it other 2 days. You can do 3 days in a row, then rest and do it another day. Whatever you decide to do, that program gives you enough time to rest. So I hope this video makes sense about how you're resting and how it fits into your lifestyle. If you have any questions, you haven't cleared that up, anything on within the exercise program, please comment, and I'll be willing to answer any of your questions. And share this video, and I'll be looking forward for the next video next Wednesday. Thank you for following me, and talk to you later.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed the content offered here, then I know you will enjoy these books. These are great tools to lead you to successful weight loss, better health, and greater happiness.